Welcome, welcome to Aisha Motivates. Yes, it's been close to 2 weeks since I've been on. I am a pretty busy lady, but I never enjoy long periods of time where I'm not speaking into you all. And so I had to come on today because something amazing happened. Now, I work in long term care. And for those of you, whether it's long term care or accounting or wherever you find yourself in your 9 to 5, because I'm still at my 9 to 5, what I am blessed about is that I enjoy it immensely, especially when I'm busy and I get into the flow. The worst thing in any occupation is to find yourself being bored. I've got way too many responsibilities and things to do to ever get bored, all right? But I experienced something very profound and I would like to share it with you all because it's so sweet, deep, but it's a fact. And so this is Nurses Week, and as one of the managers, it is our role to make this week something special for the frontline staff members, which embodies the nurses, the PSWs, and such. And so, one of the things that we do every year is to provide this entire Nurses Week with a variety of things, whether it's pizza, cake, ice cream, hot breakfast, and so on. So today was the hot breakfast. And the thing about the hot breakfast is that we've got to be there early. And when I mean early, I mean 5 o'clock, quarter to five. Crazy, right? So in the past, we've experienced where we would go in early and do this whole show and provide, this awesome breakfast, and we would get off early. Now, last year we didn't get off early. We actually worked all the way up. And sometimes people think being a manager gives you all these perks, but sometimes, it's where you've got to set the example, or there's so much to do, or maybe politics or rules or whatever. So we did not get off early last year, and we went in early. And this year, everyone, we were wondering to ourselves because our manager didn't say anything. So we were, doing our work and everything like that, but hoping we'd get off early because we were just like to the world this morning, so tired, right? Because imagine going into work for minutes to 5 o'clock. That means you got to be up. I was in the shower like 4 in the morning, and that ain't real, right? Like 4 in the morning should be when you're sleeping, unless you work at night, right? You work a night shift or whatnot. So many of us were tired, if not all of us were tired, and wondering and hoping that we would get off early. I finally decided I will go and speak to my manager, because oftentimes in life you're sitting there wondering and hoping, but no one says anything, nothing happens, right? So I decided to go and check in with her, and she was absolutely fine, which was so wonderful. And so, number one, listen, I'm never out of things to do. My list is always like yay, and when it's going down, it's up again because it's a continued process. What I found out, which is what I want to share with you, and maybe managers out there, you see, whether you've got children or employees, when you're able to give them an opportunity to be trusted, or you reward them for the work that they're doing or the task that's done, or you want to reciprocate for whatever it is that they've done, uh, these are wonderful opportunities to raise the bar for what it is that you're expecting in the future. And oftentimes managers don't realize this. Listen supervisors, managers, parents. This is a beautiful thing, and you need to realize this. Now, I knew this, but I saw it in action today. I took stock of it today because, listen, you have to be conscious of your daily life, right? We shouldn't just be moving. Be aware of everything, and there's always a learning experience. And so when my supervisor said, yeah, you know, she's like, what time did you come in? I told her, and she's like, yeah, you could, and I said, oh, okay. I said, I have some stuff to get done, but, you know, thank you. Now, do you know, again, I had lots to do anyways. So I'm doing my work and such like that. And she saw me at some other point and she's like, oh, Aisha, you're still here? And so I said, yeah, I've got lots going on. And I found myself with so much energy and my rhythm kept on. And I worked all the way up to and over my 5 o'clock. Keeping in mind, I went into work minutes to 5 this morning. I took stock of that and I was just amazed. And by now, I would like to think that you get the message. Having the kindness, having the freedom, having the choice, knowing that you are being treated fairly, makes you want to go above and beyond. And supervisors need to take a page out of what my manager did today because it was a beautiful experience. And I was like, huh, look at that. Because had I not inquired as to what she had in mind for individuals attending work early to get the stuff done, I might have been thinking, you know, wow, oh, I wish I, got to go home early because I started early and I'm tired and blah, 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 blah. And, whereas I found out that, oh, yeah, you could go early. And that just cleared the air for me and provided me with a choice to know that, yeah, if I want to go early, I can, but I've got stuff to do, so I'm going to stay and do it rather than feel bound up and maybe frustrated or tired or whatever the case may be because we see the world not as it is, but rather as we are inside, as we are feeling on the inside. Once we clear that all up, then whatever is pure, whatever is free, opens you to an opportunity to see life much more clearer and to go through and have experiences much freer. And so to my manager who probably don't watch my videos because I don't broadcast to workplace all of my work unless they inquire or they happen to know, or anyone else out there, what a wonderful, wonderful lesson. Like a child, when you, and by the way, don't get it twisted. Employees are not your children. They are not children. They're adults doing an honest day's work just as you are, right? But like a child, as an example, or our children, when we give them freedom and trust, of course, it's something that needs to be earned. But once we give them that trust and freedom and opportunity, we have to let them fly. And not only that, we will see how many of them, not all, but how they're able to say, okay, mom or dad is expecting me and trust that I will come home at this time. So I'm not going to squander that freedom, that opportunity. Even if it's close to the brink, I'm going to make sure as much as possible that I adhere to that trust that they have in me. Now, again, I'm not painting the fence white and or whatever color, assuming that everyone will follow those guidelines. But for the most part, whatever you put out there, when you invest trust and opportunity in a person, more times than not, you get more out of them. As oh, my favorite, one of my favorite person, um, Drucker, he mentioned the fact that, and he's old school, but he mentioned the fact that some individuals are still, and I concur, still in the habit of wanting to punish employees, chastise employees, teach employees a lesson, hit them over the head. Oh, they're working for the money and we're paying them. No, they're people. They're not our children. And they're smarter sometimes than you, the managers out there. And sometimes employees are working in positions not because they're not intelligent or couldn't surpass you in what you're doing, but they're doing what they're doing because of life circumstances and situations, whether they're new to the country or with children, and returning to school is not in the cards at this time. So we need to be mindful of this. But I tell you, what I experienced today from my manager, I was so elated to find that, and I saw it with my peer managers as well. We were all just so freely working and doing, why? Because we knew that if we wanted to really leave and close everything up and go home early, we could. But because now we had that choice, that it was up to us whether or not we want to stay and continue to work or leave, we were free, not bound up, wondering if, oh, what a ripoff, we came early and thank you to all those supervisors out there who treat their employees as such. You will get so much farther with honey. The old school mentality is a trick and it's a lie. We treat individuals as we would like to be treated. We put the trust in them. We give them opportunities to prove themselves. And you will see that they will work so diligently. They will give you 110. But when they're bound up, feel as if they're being treated unfairly, they will do up to what they have to do and no more. So, supervisors, take note. And for those of us who are still working our 9 to 5, give your supervisors the trust that she's putting into you. This is Aisha Motivates. I pray that someone has been blessed with this message. It is so, so timely, and it will make our work days so much sweeter. Take care. Bye.